So, of course, the big question that I wanted to get to was Mania. How are you feeling about Mania coming up? Of course, in Las Vegas. What is it? The end of the month, I think.
It's gonna be April 18th through 19th,
Okay, so a little
so
bit later in the
mid
month.
April.
Okay,
So
gotcha.
we got about 6 weeks, right?
Gotcha. How are you? Because
I don't
I've
know
been
math.
watching your T drops, and I know that there's also some internet talk about the writing. We do know that um, God, what's
Road
his
dog
name?
back.
Road Dog just left, right? So what are your thoughts on
Mm-hmm.
heading into Mania? The writing. How do you feel about Punk and Roman? How do you feel about Seth's role if he's going to have one? Just your overall thoughts on Mania coming up.
So writing wise, based on what happened this past week, I'm gonna actually talk about it
Yeah, yeah.
tomorrow. But
Okay.
I mean, he became a head writer for SmackDown Road Dog for since last year. But ever since that Unreal video that kept spiraling or going viral, I mean, with him confronting Triple H and basically Triple H shutting him down, just proves how not meaning, like how no one listened to him. And he left on his own right. People were saying that he got fired, but he left on his own right. He had enough. Um, that just says how the writing is. If Unreal's I take it with a grain of salt because it could be half truth, half storytelling. Because they're always going to tell a story. So I just think the overall the writing's been mid, and I'm fine with mid writing if it was TNA or even AEW. But if a company is charging people $30,000 to sit in the floor seats in the middle of Vegas,
Yeah.
I expect their shit to be impeccable.
Right,
And I
right.
apologize if I cursed
No, that's fine.
because
No,
it's
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 understandable.
kind of frustrating because
Yeah.
they're making people in the first three rows pay $30,000 to $10,000 for one
That's
seat for one
nuts.
So
night,
now
and
we're
it's a
hearing
two
about
night
these.
event.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, right. Now we're hearing about these watch parties that are getting broke up. Have you heard about this? Like apparently they're cracking
Yeah,
down
so
on sharing
well,
the view, which we've done for
it's not even a
years.
crackdown. It's not even a crackdown. These bars pay for a license. They have ESPN, but they pay for a license to allow them to play it without any consequences.
Right.
They have it, theaters have it. I went with my wife to the Royal Rumble to watch the Royal Rumble in a movie theater just to try it out. It's basically ESPN on a big screen. Nothing major unless you don't have ESPN and you don't want to spend it. That's another way. You spend maybe $10 or $15 less depending where you live. But watch parties are meant for people who can't afford going and having the app or going to the event. That's or just don't have time and they just want to pop in and out. They pay a fee to the bar, which covers the fee that they paid for the copyright to use this event. But
Right.
it's just a tactic for them to get tickets sold. Because if you haven't heard, their ticket sales for WrestleMania compared to last year haven't been around the same percentage. It's been significantly lower because
Hmm.
Vegas is expensive.
Right.
And Elimination Chamber, they had the same blackout because they had an issue selling tickets there. Not as bad as the Vegas so far, but still not up to their standard. And it's because they didn't want to Vegas. Originally, this was supposed to be in New Orleans. And Vegas doubled down. They said, we'll pay you more to come back. But who wants to go back there? It's expensive
Do you think that
hoteling.
rubbed people the
I've been
wrong
to
way?
I that plus now somehow the tickets are more expensive than last year, and they're not even providing quality writing
Oh man,
for
yeah.
people to may want to go there. Like you have to if you're a Vegas native, fine, but like say for you and me, we have to fly there, get a hotel, and those hotel costs is not only the hotel cost, is the hotel plus they have an extra fee for just being in Vegas if you
Right.
get a hotel inside the Vegas Strip.
Right.
So it's that 2 nights of costs.
Well,
There's
assuming you
you
don't
want to
go to
go to
like
other
the other
events,
stuff,
it's more
like
that
right.
Yeah. I have a video I did a few weeks, either last week or the week before, about this whole seating thing and the blackout. But that's mainly it. It's because they don't they are trying to get more people into the seats, but if anything, it's driving them more away. Like what
Gotcha.
they're gonna have to do is at now between now and April 18th, they either really show why we should be spending that ridiculous amount of money or discount the tickets, which is going to piss off the people who already bought them, but it is what it is.
I mean,
Your
95% of the
300
country
section
can't
is
afford that.
$800 or $600, depending how when you get them.
Gotcha.
But it's
Um,
been
yeah,
ridiculous.
it's insane. Go ahead, Kush. What were you saying?
I'm just saying 95% of the country can't afford that. So I mean, there's
Yeah,
no way people you're restricting it to a very specific audience when you make the
yeah,
ticket prices that
and
much. It's sad.
they're trying to treat WWE programming like UFC and boxing. UFC and boxing, they always have the high rollers there because
Mhm.
boxing always, for the most part, most of their programming is in Vegas, and so is
Right.
UFC or major cities, which have high rollers show up.
Mhm.
Not many common people, the average American goes to these. The average American goes usually to baseball, football, basketball, and even wrestling.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Wrestling was supposed to be the least tickets cost
For the
out of all
people.
of these things I'm listing right now,
Right.
and now it's become a luxury to the point that it's selling out. It's pricing out the average wrestling fan, and now you know the reason why this when you watch a show, especially WrestleMania last year, and the crowd was barely chanting or
Right.
going loud compared to if you see them do an event in Europe, because all these people don't know how to chant.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
These
Right.
are the it's the one timer fan. I come and watch. It's kind of like me with football. I only watch American football during the playoffs. No offense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Yeah.
sit down every
What's the
Sunday to
point
watch it. I
other
watch
than
it.
than the playoffs? Right. Exactly.
Yeah, and it's the same thing with baseball. It's just but for wrestling, yeah, I'll watch it because
Right.
I'm more of a wrestling
Of
fan. But
course.
the people that show up to WrestleMania and all these big events are not the average fan, because
Right.
usually the average fan is someone like me or my wife or you guys or
Right.
someone or a family of four. A family of four can't even afford to go to these events.
That's like our entire
Imagine.
income for the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So,
So,
to
yeah,
tilt back to the writing, we
sure.
saw the confrontation between Roman and Punk, which essentially has been set up. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, do you think that's going to be a solid match, or do you think that's kind of lazy booking, as one of my great mentors would say?
Mhm. So you can't go wrong with CM Punk and Roman Reigns. Both of them, no matter where you position them, they'll do their best to tell the best story.
Mm.
That's why they get paid the high amount. Now, originally, before Seth got injured, and Seth is not injured anymore, he's back.
Okay, I didn't think so. Okay,
Um,
I thought so.
it's just he's going to be not doing one of the main events because from what I understand, the original plan before they swerved twice was supposed to be Roman versus Seth at WrestleMania for the title, but
They've been
now we got
trying to
CM
get
Punk
that
and
for
Roman.
years, that match, and they just, it seems like every year something comes up. So yeah,
Yeah. So CM Punk and Roman is a fine story. Um, and again, I talked about this in a stream. Um, CM Punk has history with all three members of the Shield because CM Punk brought the Shield to the main roster.
right,
Except what makes this story doable is, and Roman brought it up this week, is originally CM Punk wanted to bring the Shield, but he only wanted to bring out of the original three that you see, two of them, which was Dean Ambrose and Seth. Roman wasn't part of his equation. He had someone else, Omo, which was in NXT, but not anymore. but the higher ups still told him no. They ended up saying you must take Roman with them, and that's what happened. So he brought that up in this week, and that's more than enough for them to run the story. And now, is it the best build up ever? No, but they already started the build up right after the Rumble. So if any out of all these matches we have set up right now, they're the best ones set up. And there's already a little animosity between them from last year's match that they had. So it's okay match. I wish Roman was here more often to do the promo. This was his second promo for this setup. So there were like 2 week gap. And it was because they wanted to set up the Finn versus CM Punk at Elimination Chamber, which they could have somehow brought Roman involved in this, but they
Right.
didn't.
Do you think that has to do with his illness? Is that you think his what
no,
is he got?
I just think WWE thought, oh no, we're just gonna focus on Finn and CM Punk for now, which they could have done both. They just to me, they're being lazy.
I was going to say
they
that
could have
they
made
didn't
it work.
They didn't really do a run with that, did they? I mean, with Finn and CM
What
Punk.
it was based on a match that they had originally a few weeks ago, and he was so close of winning that he ended up coming back for another match round. So it was a continuous story from a previous earlier week in Raw, which was fine. You could have easily had Roman come in, mess with his head, do something just to keep the story going,
right,
and go from there. But they didn't. But it is what it is. It's going to be the better build-up match out of all the card right now, unless they prove me wrong. But other than that, you have Cody now versus Orton, which is everyone's wet dream since
I did not know that.
a
So
year
Cody
ago.
versus Orton is official. Okay, I did not know that.
So
okay.
Randy won the Elimination Chamber.
I knew that.
So Cody won the belt last night from
Okay.
Drew McIntyre. And it was a back and forth. Drew won it from him the first Friday of the year, January 9th or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's been trying to get back into the picture by going to the Rumble, which he lost, going to the Chamber, which he lost. But they somehow fed him back to have a title match last night and won it. And the reason was, if Drew won that match back in January, Cody could not challenge him ever for the belt again until he drops it himself.
I remember this.
What made them what they allowed them to make this match happen is the fact that Drew messed with Cody's opportunity to get the Royal Rumble. To get a spot at the main event at WrestleMania, at the Rumble, and then at Elimination Chamber that Nick Aldis said, you broke your side, I'm going to break mine. So I feel bad. I wish they just did something different. I didn't want another 1-on-1 heavyweight match. We already have that with Roman and CM Punk. They could have easily made it 2 more people, but we still got 6 weeks. It'll be nice. Maybe we have Jacob and Drew in it. Make it a fatal 4-way. That way, I don't know, just do something different.
Something's got to get somehow, yeah.
Yeah. And then everyone's pissed about, oh, Cody got it easy. And I'm like, well, it's Cody. What do you expect? They did the same for John Cena. Cody's the new John Cena.
Cody's the new Cena. Right. Thank you. You took the words right out of my mouth. So there you go.
Cody is liked more than Cena.
Yeah. I like Cody more than Cena.
Then we have Liv versus Liv. Yeah, we have Liv versus Stephanie Becker. Liv is the Royal Rumble winner for this year. And that might be the second or third strongest story.
Liv's hot right now.
Liv is out. Yeah, Liv is on top, and she's out to prove that she wasn't handed everything.
Right.
As Stephanie said to her.
I love that. That's a great storyline for her, I think. I love that whole you've been given everything because you look like Liv Morgan.
You've been part of.
Right.
Yeah. Which is not really true.
But you
if
can
if
totally
you
see.
follow her.
I mean, if you're a fan of the WWE, you probably don't look like Liv Morgan.
Mhm,
So, and if you
of
do,
course.
power to you. But if you don't, I think you can identify with that story. You know, it's like the pretty girl always
Yeah.
gets everything they want, or the pretty guy
Mhm.
always gets everything they want. So I like the way they're angling that storyline. Andrew
You're right,
Swaney.
but I mean, Stephanie is not a ugly woman.
No. I'm not saying that.
She's not a blonde
No,
girl. If
I'm
that's
saying
what we're
that
going
that's
at.
kind of where I'm going. Valley Girl, I guess, would be maybe a good way to say something like that.